Hello. Hey, y'all. What is going on? This is another wonderful episode of Jumpstart Your Business live from Memphis. I am your hostess with the mostest, the world famous LeVeda McCou. And I am so really blown away by our next guest. She is the wonderful Angela D. Green of the Green Law Firm out of Memphis, Tennessee. And she has so much to share with us. She's like a Renaissance lady. She is so brilliant and innovative in the way that she does this thing called law. And we know that we have so many, everybody wants to always talk to an attorney for something, all right? But baby, you're not going to come on here and ask them kind of questions on here today. We just finna delve in about what all she does. And then you could call her and then she can set that meter on her time, all right? And you got to pay what you weigh, all right? So look, she ain't said that, but I'm saying it, all right? So look, we are about to bring on the beautiful, the innovative, the just brilliant. Everybody loves her. Angela D. Green to jumpstart your business live from Memphis.
Hi, LeVeda. I love that introduction. I'm like, I wish I could take you everywhere.
But you know, everybody want to come on here. What about this? My dog just got hit by a cat in the middle of
Right,
a mall. You see what I'm saying? They want to come
right.
on here. We're not doing that. We're not doing that today. We are we are talking about you and your business and what you love and how you go about doing this thing called law and civil services, and helping the people. So, Angela, thank you for coming on.
You're welcome. Thank you for
Oh,
having me. I appreciate the opportunity to
oh,
come in and
yeah.
just talk about what we do over at the Green Law Firm.
Yes, 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 yes. So, of course, you know that. Thank you, Sharon Rooks. The awesome Sharon Rooks has joined us on here. And y'all know that Jumpstart Your Business is powered by Power Media
Mm-hmm.
Solutions, and she is doing her thing with this upcoming Tell It Now PR conference and clinic. All right, PR
Mm-hmm.
marketing conference clinic,
That's
all
right.
that. And
Mm-hmm.
Angela, your law firm, you're a sponsor. So tell me how
Yeah.
you and Sharon Rooks connected and just about why did you want to be involved in this conference?
Well, I've known Sharon for it's probably going on 10 years now. Uh, I was actually introduced to her by a mutual friend when we were working with my other nonprofit, Ambassadors of Memphis, and I think she was doing some marketing and PR with his company, and his company was wanted to partner up with our nonprofit. And so
Mhm.
Sharon came in and she got me straight because I spent so much time building up the law firm,
Right.
the nonprofit. I mean, the legal for the nonprofit was in order, but the marketing, the promotion, she was like, you need a website, you need to do this, you need to do that, and I'm like, okay. So she hooked up Ambassadors of Memphis to the website and everything, and then we just stayed connected from there on. Even past what she was doing
Mhm.
with the mutual friend, and so I've watched her over the years. I mean, she's helped me with several different events and activities and things that we've done over the years on location Memphis, position for millions and things of that nature. So when she decided to put the conference together, I wanted to be a support to her
Yeah.
because I know that she, she's always out there helping other people do their thing. And here's an opportunity for her to do her thing. So, so it's like, okay, so we have to support each other in the activities that we're trying to do.
Absolutely.
Um, and, so we can bring light on it because it's valuable. It is for a specific market, that small business to that, that up and coming, burgeoning entrepreneur, small
Absolutely.
business entrepreneur. We're trying to help you get to that fifth year, because usually if you're going to die, it's going to be within the
To the
first 5 years.
yes,
And
absolutely.
so if we can do whatever we can do to help you get past that hump, that 5 year hump, we want to do it. And a lot of it has to do with marketing and promotion. And right now, more so than any time, it's so attainable and accessible and affordable to
It
do
is.
marketing and promotion
It
in the
is.
time
It
that we live in
is.
right
Absolutely. And Angela, you brought out so many great points. If I could call you
now.
Angela.
Yes,
All
absolutely.
right, awesome. So,
World famous.
you know what? You know what? It's been a long time. I think I met you back at Hope Credit
And
Union.
Hope Credit
That was
Union.
that
Yeah.
was 13 years.
Yeah.
2008, 2012. So when we say that we have definitely been plowing this ground,
Hmm.
we have definitely been like with this plowing.
Absolutely.
I
Right.
can remember you with Position for Millions. So I want
Hmm.
people to really know more about that. I want to just get into all the sectors that you cover
Hmm.
your law practice. So,
Okay.
like, please, let's talk about that. I have a son that does music, and one thing that I remember from you coming and your speaking different places and me following you is that covering your music, the BMI, the ASCAPs, the
Hmm.
copywriting, the all of that. So
Hmm.
let us know about what Positions for Millions is.
Okay. So, Position for Millions, it started really as a marketing campaign. It was a way to uniquely market and position my entertainment law practice. At that time, I
Mhm.
was actually actively,
Wow.
practicing entertainment law. It wasn't the
Mhm.
largest, practice. It was definitely secondary to the real estate, but it was still there. It would be a real good marketing tool, and it was. I mean, it was catchy. It
Mhm.
spoke specifically to
It
what
is.
we're trying to do and getting the message across, that every song that you create, you need to position it, because it could very well become $1 million seller. And that's the thing, you never know. But every song that you create is it's intellectual property,
True.
and you never know when that intellectual property will burgeon into something that's valuable.
Mhm.
So that's how it started. I basically created these packages around the services that dealt with the copyrights, the filing of the BMI registrations, ASCAP, really things that are not necessarily legal work, because they're things that anybody can do. You do not have to be an
Right.
attorney to do the stuff,
Right.
but there were things that artists, they just felt more comfortable allowing an attorney to do it,
Mhm.
but I
Mhm.
didn't feel comfortable charging them attorney rates for that kind of stuff.
Right.
So I put together these packages where we would do certain things for a flat rate, and it allowed them to get this business done, build a relationship with a law firm, with an attorney,
Mhm.
so that, when things build up to the point where you do need one, you'd have one.
Mhm.
So we started doing that. The copyright filings became pretty much the bestseller, so to speak, product. I mean, anytime people want the copyrights, that's what they would come. And then I noticed we had built this whole website where people can create accounts, they can submit the information,
Mhm.
get the copyrights filing online and all the other good stuff. And then I noticed that when people would get connected to me directly, they would bypass the website. So they would stop going through the website. And so I realized that the relationship that they were building
Mhm.
was really the most important situation,
Mhm.
especially if they were actually going through a project, putting something together to put out. So that's when we still we're doing redoing the website, but then I said, okay, well maybe I need to create the club account. And so the PFM club account was just basically a monthly. Um, it was a monthly fee that a person could pay per month. It basically gave them a 1 hour consultation with me a month if they use it. I also gave them a discounted rate on hourly legal services, but it just gave them someone that they could turn to ask questions, because a lot of times they're not doing enough business to pay a large monthly retainer or whatever.
True.
They just don't have enough legal business going on. But during this
Right.
time, many times this is when they get themselves tripped up the most, because tracks with people that don't really know as much as you do, but you get entangled
Right.
with them. And then that's when you lose years out of your career trying to get disentangled from them. And if you just had someone that you could say, hey, so and so wants to do this, should I do this, should I, and you someone say, why don't you think about, basically evaluating business
Mhm.
opportunities,
Right.
needing assistance with that. And that's one of the things. So we launched that, and that actually has been pretty good. People come in, come and go. It's one of those things where it's only a 3-month commitment. After that, they can cancel.
Right.
um Time, it's a use or lose type situation, so you're basically paying for the access, but you can get the services. And so a lot of times when people have something specifically that they're trying to get done, it's a good economical way to get some guidance on it, on how to
Right.
do it, and some training on how to do some things while you're doing that. And so that's what Position for Millions. It's a music business consulting company. It's not a law firm. We do have other attorneys who basically use the services as a companion piece to their entertainment law practice. So if
Mhm.
they're coming into contact with artists and they find that they're in the same situation, they can sign them up for the service, so their clients can pay, and then that's a way that they can kind of provide that service for their clients, who are first starting out in the music industry. So that's Position for Millions in a nutshell, so to speak.
All right, that is wonderful. And you have taken that piece, which is a wonderful piece, and covering intellectual property.
Right.
So, with business owners, your intellectual property is something serious. When we'll just say jumpstart your business, we took that was created while working at the credit union. All right,
Mm-hmm.
two brain powers coming together. This is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
We're able to take that with us. Not all the time are you able to take things with you. You have
Mm-hmm.
to, some people are signing things at their job saying, hey, this idea, it stays with us. Hey,
Yep.
whatever you do here, it stays with us. How
Mm-hmm.
do you help in that aspect? Because a lot of people, I'll give you a clear example. My cousin developed a Coke. He worked for Coca-Cola, like, oh my gosh, like in since the 50s, 60s, in the 50s, 60s, 70s, all the way up to he passed away like in the 90s. Do you remember that Coke machine that had the glass bottles, the door open, you just pull the glass bottles out? I might be telling my age, but that's like the
Mm-hmm.
80s and whatever. He created that machine.
Oh, wow.
It was his brainchild. It was his all that. He actually invented a lot of things for Coca-Cola,
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't get credit for it, and he did not get any royalties or payment for it whatsoever. So how can you help someone help someone in that cover their intellectual property so that won't happen to them? And we know it happens. It's Black History Month coming up, so y'all finna find out everything Black folks invented for real. They ain't got.
Right.
So how can
Right.
you help us? How can you help us? You educated, you dedicated in helping us for that not to be the case with us.
Well, the first thing you have to kind of determine, what position are you in when you enter into these relationships? Are you coming in as an employee, or are you coming in as an independent contractor? Because a lot of times, the relationship and that contract that spells out the relationship is really going to determine as to whether or not the work that you do is for yourself, in which you can take ownership and control of it, or whether or not you have signed up to be a work for hire, which means that the work that you do is actually on behalf of your employer, which
Mhm.
means anything that you create under that relationship, the employer who has paid you to create it is, legally considered the author. um and that's, that's what trade, that's what patent, what you were talking about, your brother, your
Mhm.
uncle, that maybe fall under patent, I think,
Mhm.
law, but it's the same thing under copyright law as well, trademark
Mhm.
law, and that sort of
Mhm.
thing. So you just have to be cognizant of what it is that you're doing and why, and evaluate the relationship that you're about to enter. So that if you know that you want to maintain your ownership and your control over these things, then you make sure that the contracts that you're signing specify that you own it. A great example would be, really recently, the situation with Kanye and his shoes.
Yes.
Um, when when Adidas wanted to cut ties with him, and and basically say, "Oh, we're gonna put these shoes on out here. We're just gonna take your name off of it," and then he came back and was like, "You can do whatever you want to, just make sure them checks still coming."
All right. Give me my money. Put it in my hands.
Yeah, put it in my hand, because you must have forgot what the contract says. You know what I'm saying? So we,
Okay.
so obviously he was thinking ahead of time. So no, you're not going to just cut me out. You can take the name off or whatever you want to do. Just make sure the check's still coming and everything. So
That's right.
those are the things that you have to think about as you enter into these relationships, and a lot of times, being able to evaluate them, not getting caught up in the money.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because really, a lot of times, the more control that you're going to take in a situation, the least upfront money you're going to get. Um, because the person who's putting up, you can't expect a person to put up the money,
Right.
pay for everything, but then you're creating, but they're putting up the money and giving you the resources and the tools to create, and then
True.
think you're going to maintain 100% ownership. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
True.
you have to think in terms of mutually beneficial relationships, and you have to determine what's mutually beneficial. And then you determine what you want. You have to determine what's your walk away. Like, if we
Very
get
true.
here, I'm done. I'm
I'm
out.
home.
I
That's
appreciate you. You have to be able to give a credible threat to leave,
yes.
and then be willing to leave.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Amen.
the only way to make that work.
Okay. Okay. And so then the next step that I want to talk about area in your firm is that the film making, the film works, and the all these different
Oh yeah.
commissions and things like that. Because I think some people forget that even a Instagram video or a reel or um, people making these great music, I mean movies,
Mhm.
Tubu, Tubies, and Netflixes and all that, that you're actually on the Memphis Film Commission. So tell us about your role there as well.
Okay. Well, I actually decided maybe about 5 years, 5 or 6 years ago, I actually parlayed a lot of my entertainment law activities into my nonprofit. So,
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, I won't say 100%, but for the most part, I'm not really taking on entertainment law clients through the
Mm-hmm.
Green Law Firm.
Right.
It's mostly real estate. But I
Mhm.
parlay a lot of that into On Location Memphis, which is a nonprofit
Mhm.
C3 recognized. Our mission is to teach entertainment business through real life application, which means we focus on creating business opportunities that will allow people to do business in a protected environment so that they can learn, and then also open the door for them to certain areas in the music and film space. So, On Location Memphis was it started out as a film festival, and it was very, and it was for decades. It held one of the international film and music festivals here, so it had a very strong name recognition within the independent film space. And
Mhm.
so once I, took it over, which I was led to the organization because of music. My artists were interested in getting placement. How do you get licensed? How do you get
Yes.
your music in TV and film? And I was like, I don't know, but let's see if we can find out. This might be a good place to start. I've been
Yes.
invited to sit on the board here and work with them. Maybe this would be a place to learn. And I
Mhm.
did. That was back in 2010.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I learned is the plight of the independent filmmaker is very parallel to the plight of the independent music creator. And I learned that many times it's so hard for that independent music creator to get into the film and music licensing space because many of those independent filmmakers don't understand copyrights and they don't understand licensing. And and music is a very important aspect of a film project and could
Damn, that's true.
absolutely derail, sideline a project if you have music that you have not cleared in your project and you're not in
Mhm.
a position to switch it out. It can be devastating. So they lean towards their friends, people that they know may be doing it themselves,
Yeah.
but even in doing that, they're still not 100% protecting themselves because you don't know if your friend has done everything they're supposed to do.
No.
You don't know, so you're kind of just taking a risk. So when I decided to kind of, reimagine this organization, music licensing was where I started. It really married my background on the music side with the organization's background on the film side. We
Yeah.
launched the Memphis Music Bank back in 2019, music licensing website for TV and film and other visual media. We basically go through the process of teaching artists how to prepare their music for licensing. So they got to put the copyrights, the publishing together, the registrations, the codes, the collaboration agreements, the publishing agreements, and all the other stuff. All of that has to be in order to even come into the bank. And then once they're coming into the bank, we're helping them with the licensing, but really trying to help teach them
Mhm.
how to navigate to get licensing opportunities for themselves. We're definitely pushing scoring. So many of those producers who know how to build, how to create tracks, we're encouraging
Mhm.
them to learn how to score. And so we have a lot of you hosted tutorial studies on master classes on scoring and everything. We have a relationship with an academy in Bulgaria. Andy Hill, who's over that academy, has been very good to us, and that led us to launch the Auteur Club, which is basically a networking website and tool resource website for film for everybody who comes into play when building a film project. So you got your filmmakers, your
Yes.
authors, your directors, your actors, your
Yeah.
producers, your financiers, your distributors.
Yeah.
So we focus on
Publicists and stuff.
publicists and everybody, and so we focus on bringing in people into the club. It's all virtual, so we can have people, club members from all over the world. We bring in people virtually into the club to talk about various areas. We target digital distribution platforms to bring them in so that we can talk about how does your platform operate, what kind of content are you looking for, how's that distribution model looking, how are people making money, so really getting into that and building relationships with people in the club. And so that membership is just $50 a year,
Uh,
annually. You have sample agreements in that club. You connect with each other. You got the resources as far as the live streams, but then we have the music scoring master classes. We have the tutorials on creating cue sheets. These are the sheets that the filmmakers have to put together concerning all the music in their film and filing it with the BMI and ASCAP. So
Mhm.
different tutorials, different videos. We curate videos from YouTube and we list them in there. And so it's a resource for people who are needing those business aspects. And then on top of that, the
It,
last thing,
that's
yeah,
awesome.
I'm not done yet. We're actually getting into producing film. So we launched the Memphis movie production last year. We're working on our first
Yay!
script because we wanted to have the opportunity to not only to solicit these opportunities, but then to give them. And so we're giving these opportunities. The music bank is going to be doing all of the music
Yes.
licensing and everything. We pulling people out of the club to help with the production. We're building the script and all this other stuff. So we've partnered up with the Film Commission to host below the line film production training classes in certain areas so that people are getting trained, and then they'll be in
Yes.
position to get on the jobs like the Young Rock project that's filming here in Memphis.
Absolutely. Mhm.
So it all kind of works together. We call it our cinematic ecosystem is what we've created. And it's showing people how to do business and then giving them a small space to do business with each other.
I think it's stellar. I can remember back early 2000s, like it was just simmering that Memphis was going to be this real hotbed for film and
Mm-hmm.
production, and people coming to Memphis, and filmmakers coming out of Memphis, and Memphis movies and all of
Mm-hmm.
this. And I
Mm-hmm.
can remember it so clearly. And then all of a sudden because understand, I think the only movie that I can remember being made was The Rainmaker.
Really?
And oh yeah, it was The Rainmaker. Only I'm saying seeing it with my own eyes
Oh,
that it was
guys.
being
Mm-hmm.
made. Yeah, we were out superlatives, and this was '97. So senior
Mm-hmm.
superlatives, and I'm looking at Danny DeVito doing his scene, and we pulling up on them. I think they were in front of, like, they were on Main Street,
Mm-hmm.
and we hollering, "Oh, that's Dan DeVito! Oh, that's Tom Cruise!" And we hollering, of course, just
Right.
countries. But I can remember that being made in 1997 here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but to really see that, like, oh my gosh, now we got um, the Hustle and Flows came, the um,
Yeah.
movies like
Insecure. Insecure was
Insecure.
filmed
Oh, yes,
here. Yeah.
definitely Insecure, and um,
Mm-hmm.
Take Me to the River documentary,
Yep.
all of these different projects, and then these filmmakers coming, and they're doing film, and uh, I mean, doing it on iPhones, doing it like however they can do it, they're doing it. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it's now you got Memphis Magic, and you got Rip Entertainment, and
Yeah.
everybody,
Movie go.
movie
Mm-hmm.
go. Oh, of course they're on movie go,
Mm-hmm.
and all these different things, horror movies, and the Tamika Chambliss and Christy Taylor's with the screenwriting and all of that. I'm just, and then now it's Young Rock, and then it's Tasha Love doing
Yeah.
costume design and
Mm-hmm.
all these different people. And I'm like, it's people that I can touch, that I know, that are come in contact with or heard about. And I think beauty of when it's, especially for a city, that needs it so much. Now you've hit on some
Mm-hmm.
powerful things, Angela. And the core of your firm is real estate. And I've heard you say it 3 times now. Everybody and their mama know somebody that's a realtor. And the thing about knowing someone that's a realtor is awesome. Do you know how many people that are homeowners, not like, oh, I think she rent that house, I think she own that house. And my background is a banker, a home ownership counselor, credit counselor, all that, whatever. One thing that I learned was that you have to have a closing attorney to be able to finish the job when it comes to doing buying a house. All right. So tell us your job as a closing attorney, what that means, why people should have one, and why it should be you.
Well, I appreciate this opportunity because that definitely is the day job.
Yeah, that's the day job
Closing
now. Yeah,
houses and
closing those houses, baby.
closing those houses. So
Okay.
we are a boutique real estate closing office and a title insurance agency. And so our job primarily is to essentially make sure that all the parties close on the transaction that they have agreed to in the sales contract. And then also, if I'm representing the buyer, to basically pull the title and make sure that they're not purchasing any problems that the seller has left behind. One of the good things about, well, I'll just say one of the interesting things about real estate law is that you have to have a working knowledge of all the other legal industries because they all touch real estate in some kind of way. So
Yeah.
you got family law touches real estate.
Divorce, that means
Civil,
divorce. That means your mama
divorce,
and your daddy
divorce,
died and they
yeah,
leave it to
estate
y'all.
law,
That's right.
estate
Come on.
probate law touches the real estate. Criminal law,
Yeah.
people don't know this. Criminal law touch the real estate. Civil law, if you get a that touches the real estate. So what we're doing is we're pulling that title and we're making sure that whatever tax law touch the real estate,
Lean.
if the seller has
We ain't talking
anything
about lean
going
on me.
on,
We ain't talking about lean on me. We talking about LIEE.
right. If the seller got anything going on, it's we making sure they take care of it before they transfer this property. And people, they think they hiding stuff. You can't hide it. You know what I'm saying? You can't hide it. And you never know what somebody really got going on until you pull that title. And then especially when you're dealing with air property, and we had one just recently, we're dealing with air property, you got brothers and sisters, and then they like, we want to close quick. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, you got some liens. What you talking about with some liens? Well, your brother, your sister, they got a couple of judgments against you. Well, I didn't know. Well, I'm sure you didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're not people don't tell you all their business, but you got to deal with it. So it's so that's the primary job of a closing attorney is first and foremost, if you represent that buyer, to make sure that title is clean, make sure the seller is taking care of all their business, and make sure the buyer is getting exactly what they have contracted to purchase. And then on top of that, collecting all the funds and dispersing according to the lender's instructions and everything. And then when you're dealing with the seller, making sure that the seller is taking care of everything that they're supposed to, and getting all the proper individuals who need to sign off on the property to sign. So that's our job. And I mean, and it's I every year, and I've been doing this for over 20 years, but I tell you, I learn something new every time. I mean, when I learned that, criminal restitution attaches to property, it was just like, oh, you never would have thought it. You know what I'm saying? And people, You just never know what people like. Listen, I'm not gonna tell any of your business. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to
Right.
get the property closed.
We just close. Okay. We
Right.
just trying to close. We
We
gonna
just trying
stop
to
here
close.
we gonna stop for a quick commercial break, y'all. Baby, we'll be right back. Just jumpstart your business live from Memphis. Be right back with the Green Law Firms, Angela D. Green. Join us for Jumpstart Your Business podcast live from Memphis, Tennessee. For more information concerning interviews, bookings, and advertising, visit www.PowerMediaSolutions.com. All right, y'all. We are back. That first commercial, I absolutely loved it because it's Just Be Helping. It's a day of errand running and concierge service type of business. So, like busy people like Angela Green and myself, and a whole lot of y'all that need somebody to run the money for the child field trip or to go and pick up this catering so we can have a nice business lunch because I can't leave the office and all that. That young lady, Robin Noble Powell, she does that, and I just think that's a cool commercial. We want, here at Jumpstart Your Business, we want people to win, and we definitely want to promote those people that want to win, because you just can't. We can wish you to win all day, but you got to want to win too. So,
That's right.
if you want more information about Just Be Helping, man, she's all over social media as well as her website, Just Be with 2 E's, helping without the G.com. All right. So thank y'all for joining us. We're back with attorney Angela Green of the Green Law Firm. And look, if you thinking about buying a house and you're in the midst of buying a house, or you're a realtor that needs a really good and thorough title person and closing attorney, hey, you got it all in one with the Green Law Firm. All right. So y'all reach out to her. The website is Green Law Firm, MEM.com. All right. So, Angela, do you just cover Tennessee, or is it Mississippi, Arkansas? Tell us the areas that you cover for title.
So we cover the state of Tennessee and Mississippi.
Okay,
So
that's
those are the
awesome.
only two states that we cover.
Oh,
That's
that's
enough.
good. That's enough.
That's enough.
That's enough. I want to know this because it always, my $5 word for today is behoove me that more African Americans are not in commercial real estate. So, like, can you expound on that a little bit for me? Or is
You
it, I
know,
know you searched the titles for commercial real estate, but like, tell us more about that.
I would
Like,
be honest with you. I really don't know, but there aren't a lot of African Americans, realtors who are in commercial. I think they're more in it than when I first started, practice. This was back in 2019. No, yeah, 19, no, 19, no, 2000. Really?
yeah,
Yeah,
2000.
early
Let's get it up
2000. It
because
was
that's
like
what I'm saying.
1999 is what I'm saying.
Right,
Yeah, 1999.
right.
So it's a lot more in it now, but
Right,
you just never know why, and I
right.
really don't, I can't really speak to as to why that is, maybe just
Yeah,
haven't really pursued it, but we're seeing more black general contractors
true. Very
that are
true.
doing the residential as well as the commercial, and I think with that coming into play, they're willing to allow us to do more, because we, primarily did the real estate residential closings.
So,
I can probably, just every blue moon we'll have a commercial, transaction to come through. We do
mm,
have an attorney Benicia Kimbrough, who works with us, and
mm,
she has really built her career in the area. She's one of the few African American attorneys that I'm familiar with that has built their career in that
that's it.
commercial real estate space. And like I said, there are others, but just but it's not like a whole lot of them
Yeah.
in the space.
Yeah. We just want to encourage some people to go into commercial
Oh yeah.
lending as well as
Mm-hmm.
commercial real estate because there are not a lot of commercial lenders even
Mm-hmm.
when you like at these different banks and I'm talking about big money lending. That's what we talking
Mm-hmm.
about.
Mm-hmm.
Not,
Mm-hmm.
hey, here you 50,000 or 100,000. We're up there in the millions. So
Yeah,
if you
multi-million.
figure, yeah, if you can calculate a dollar, trust me, just think about the millions as a dollar too. You can do it too. So
Yeah,
um,
it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing on a small commercial. It's the same thing on a large commercial.
absolutely, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so real estate, that's your thing. Mississippi has so many subdivisions still going up. Memphis is going through a lot of redevelopments and new subdivisions and all these
Mm-hmm.
different things. Even if you're thinking about even buying property, so they can go to you as well
Mm-hmm.
when
Oh
it
yeah.
comes to buying property. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Vacant property, vacant land. Yeah, anything, we also tax sale properties. One of the things that was kind of really big for us in 2020,
Yeah.
interestingly enough, relaxed their rules on insuring tax sale properties. And we found a
Hmm.
lot of investors were going in and they were scooping up those tax sale properties. And so we kind of built a nice little practice in doing title reviews to insure.
Yeah.
And we were able to get, quite a few of those tax sale properties insured with title
Hmm.
insurance. So without having to go through the whole quiet title process, which could be a longer and more expensive process.
Hmm.
But we do those, as far as people who are purchasing from tax sale, insuring them. But then we're also we do the property redemptions. So if the property gets sold in the tax sale,
Yeah.
then we can go through the process getting that owner to redeem the property from the tax sale.
Hmm.
But then also too, people don't understand. Some people, their property gets sold in the tax sale and it gets sold for more than what was owed. And there is a process. You as the owner is due the difference, but you have to petition the court to get the difference released to you.
Oh, you dropping
So
some jewels. You
yeah, so
just dropped some
sometimes
jewels.
we can help you get them, get your money back. For a little
Come
part, a little,
on.
just a little percentage. But the thing is, that's free. It may be some, but a lot of people don't know, and
They
they just
don't
let the money
know.
sit.
They
They don't
don't.
even know to go get it. They just like, oh, my property sold in tax sale. Well, if your property sold, to go find out how much it sold for. Just confirm for yourself that nothing else is due to you. Don't just forget about it,
Because it's sitting in the trustee
because
bank.
it's sitting in the trustee somewhere in
It's
the
sitting
court,
on in that good trustee
and it's
bank.
gonna end up going to the state. It's gonna end up going to the state somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna sit there forever.
It ain't no. It's gonna what the county is gonna the county, yup. Sit with your county trustee, go get your money, man.
Go
Go
get your
get the
money. So,
money.
so we help with all of those, those things. We have a, attorney that we work with, to do those quiet titles. Sometimes people
Yeah.
need to quiet the title so we know who really
Yes.
owns the property.
Okay, is that the same as quick titles?
Now you got
or is
Quick
it
deeds. No,
okay?
when you got
Quick
a
deed.
you talking about quick claim deed, that's just
Yeah.
a quick claim deed, warranty deed. That's just a deed of transfer to
Okay.
transfer your ownership. But sometimes when there's a question about who really owns the property, or there may be someone who may have an interest in the property that
Right.
didn't get notification, you'll do a quiet title lawsuit where you
Mm-hmm.
basically remind everybody and you sign off on the fact that no, this person, all the interested people, parties have been
Yeah.
notified, and these people are the true owners, of the property. So we're quieting the title, so to speak.
Right.
So yeah, we have relationships with attorneys to handle all that, and then we have a great firm that we work with for litigation. If you get into some situations you need to go to court, we got some folks we got good folks, to take you to the, they'll litigate for you,
Yeah, they'll litigate, get them coins. That's what we look
get the
for.
coins for you.
In
Yeah,
all things, put in my hand. So
exactly.
look, okay. So Angela, what other um things do you cover in your law firm? Have we covered everything?
So we pretty much covered everything. We do simple wills, power of attorneys, um, of course, business organizations,
Yes,
LLCs,
yes.
corporations, and things of that
Mm-hmm.
nature. We'll set up the nonprofits, get you set up with your 501c3, with the
Yeah,
IRS. So we'll do that. Some custom contracts. I just don't do a lot of that.
yeah,
But we can, if time permits,
right.
we're able to
We'll
do it.
do that.
We're not
Fantastic.
legal Zoom prices, we're not legal Zoom prices, but yeah.
Oh, she just tickled me. She said, "We not legal zone prices, baby. You don't know what you entering in the legal zone. Some folks can't even read and barely know what words mean, child. Y'all better get y'all attorney that been to school and studied and know what they talking about to do this stuff for y'all now. For real, you for
Yeah, you're
real,
paying
for
for the
real.
license. Paying for the license.
You're paying for the license and the right knowledge.
And the right
Everything
knowledge.
Stan Bell said this. He said the right knowledge leads to what is it? The right knowledge is power. The right
Hmm.
knowledge is power. Yeah, you got the knowledge to go to legalzoom.com. You got the knowledge of
Hmm.
the website, but you ain't got the knowledge to know what to put in, the right knowledge to know what to put in them spaces. Because you
Hmm.
end up paying the wrong thing and putting in the wrong thing, and then your business is messed up when you can just say them coins and call Angela D. Green and let her help you. Because just
Yeah.
when you start your business is about hoping, folks, and hope is help where I come from. Look, if you want to know more information about Angela D. Green and the Green Law Firm, go to her website, Green Law Firm, MEM.com. All right. And her information is up in these captions, as well as for those of you that's going to listen and that's listening via podcast on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, all that. Thank you so much. And if you live in Mississippi, you live in Tennessee, or if you don't, but know somebody that does, or you might just think about moving, hey, you want to make sure you call the Green Law Firm. All right. So, Angela, can you give us that number for the Green Law Firm?
Yes, ma'am, I can. That number is area code 901-685-5840.
Awesome. 901-685-5840. And for
Yep.
those musicians and creators and digital creators that want to know more about the Memphis Music Bank as well as positionformillions.com, that information is on the Green Law Firm website.
No, if they want information about On Location Memphis, they can go to onlocationmemphis.org. They go there, they're going to find all the information about the Memphis Music Bank, the Tour Club, Memphis Movie Production. And then if they're interested in Position for Millions, they would go to positionmenow.com.
Excellent.
Positionmenow.com.
Excellent. Now, my last point is the entertainment law. A lot of creators don't realize that if they get a contract or they want somebody, they get a contract or the point system and all that, and you don't understand that information. On location memphis.org is a place. It's the music consultant part of it, where you can in position for millions that you can go to, and you can call Angela or set up whatever appointment or read up on some stuff to really understand, hey, I need an attorney for these things. I was at a dinner with David Guest Entertainment
Mm-hmm.
Attorneys. And I just know their first names, and I don't want to just be talking like that, like dropping names. But David Guest says enough. All right, that's Michael
Mm-hmm.
Jackson's best friend. It was Al Green's first publicist. It was like big time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Liza Minnelli's ex-husband, like he was big time,
Mm-hmm.
and um, and they handled his business while he was living, and all the way now he been dead and gone, and they're handling his trust and
Mm-hmm.
and his foundation. So you want to make sure that if you're gonna stay in this thing called entertainment, that you have a great relationship with your attorney, with your entertainment attorney. You don't want some fly by night people. You heard her; she's been in here in this thing 20 years now. I know she don't look like it, but she's been in this thing 20 years. So you want to make sure that you have a great relationship with some the people that's knowledgeable, that you just not on YouTube, oh, this how you copyright this, or this how you do this, or whatever, because we don't want you to miss any money. All right. And so as for closing, I'm gonna be quiet and let Angela have some closing remarks.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I just want to thank you for allowing me to come on your platform, on your podcast, to share what we're doing here in Memphis with your audience. Like I said, I've always been focused on uh, creatives being able to reap the benefits of
Mm,
their content that they're creating. And if they're not able to reap the benefits, that they position themselves so that one of their family members possibly can in the future.
absolutely.
And so that's kind of really been my thing. The business side of the industry has been my focus. And I do believe what we're building at On Location Memphis is going to be something that will be transformative for creatives, on the film and music side from, for years to come. So again, if people have they have questions or they're interested, definitely go to onlocationmemphis.org. Sign up for our email so you can stay connected. If you got questions on the real estate, you know, Green Law Firm, mam.com. That's where you need to come. We can help you with the real estate. It's
Yes.
all generational wealth is what it's all about.
You better know what to say. All right, y'all. Thanks so much. And look, again, Angela Green of the Green Law and the Green Law Firm are sponsors of the Tell It Now PR Marketing Conference and Clinic that's being held April the 19th, 2023. Y'all make sure y'all go and register for this conference, vendors, participants. If you still want to sponsor, if you want to get your business promoted for $25, y'all, and with your hyperlink being on that page of the conference page, there's everybody, a lot of people are going to, because we have these beautiful billboards up in the major parts of the city, popular I-240 as well as on Beale Street. And I don't know how that's big time right there, and the billboards are looking fantastic. You'll see the Green Law Firm up there, baby.
Yeah, they're looking fabulous, definitely.
Yeah. Definitely. So you don't want to miss this conference. You don't want to miss your opportunity to win $5,000 in services from the Power Media Solutions group. There's logo design and PR and all that for a whole
Mm.
year, y'all. And I'm telling you, you cannot beat that. So you want to make sure you send in your videos, 30 to 60-second videos, and register for the conference. And so we can just help you help yourself. All right. Thank you again
All
for
right.
joining me for Jumpstart Your Business live from Memphis. And I'm world famous LeVeda McCou. All my information is in this caption at World Famous Energy everywhere: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. Okay. And of course, follow Power Media Solutions and Jumpstart Your Business as well everywhere. Okay, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing y'all again. Peace.